Hi everyone. So these next three took a while for me to finish. I started August 18th and I'm recording this voiceover September 17th and it's like a total of 31 days. So I was definitely procrastinating and losing the enthusiasm to do this project. I started off strong with Audie, then it was okay with Rudy, then it dwindled down when I got to Tybalt. So he is a bit bland in my opinion, but it's Moving away from me losing my motivation, let's start my list of villagers I chose. Thinking of last episode. Rudy, Bianca, Audie, Bam, Butch, and Cherry. I decided to X out Butch and Bam. Then I went over the list again and I knew I definitely wanted to do Audie, so she was the first. I did end up adding Tybalt later, and I can't remember my exact reason for adding him to the roster, but since I couldn't decide who else I wanted to start my concepts, I started off with Rudy. I used his New Horizons yellow parka. I drew him with a magazine, since his request item in Pocket Camp is like a magazine rack. And he's waving since he's he's hyper. And hyper is usually connected to friendly and open. Then I moved to Cherry, who, since she's a smaller bear, I don't know why my instinct is to make her a child. But I tried to give her more of a stout build compared to Ruby from the previous video. Check that one out. I really like the way those villagers came out. I drew her in her zigzag print dress from New Horizons, and I decided to give her a little accessory, her pink handheld bag. I gave her pigtails because she gave me pigtails vibe. Now moving on to where Tybalt comes in, I decided to give him a bat since in Happy Home Paradise his request is for a slugger's dugout, and the main item you need in that setup is a baseball set, which is a glove and a bat. But I thought it'd be weird and complicated to draw him with a glove, so I did a bat and I put a baseball tee on him, like me. Instead, I made his shirt purple, like his card shirt. Then I did Bianca, since her favorite saying is, "There's such a thing as love at first sight." I gave her a joyful, happy expression. She seems like an easy villager to get along with since she's open and loving. I dressed her in her New Horizons fit as well, which is mainly / exclusively just a front tied button up that's tied, but since her goal is to become a figure skater, I decided to give her more of a casual figure skater attire, adding a turtleneck flowy dress underneath along with some leggings / tights. And I thought about doing Butch, but he was very last minute. By the time I started him, I already was dead set on drawing Tybalt as my last pick. But I love Butch, he's so cute, and I really wanted to draw him, but I had to lock in and save him for another time. Now moving on to the animals I actually chose. First I did Audie, and I really was excited to draw her because I love her villager appearance. She dresses like she's on vacation or her house is tropical theme. For her first pose, I drew her with a popsicle and a dumbbell, curling it expertly. Then I drew her on the right, sitting down, showing off her nails with a coconut drink in her hand, which I freehanded, by the way. For her attire, I moved on to good old Pinterest, grabbed some inspo for Garu makeup and like very beach / vacation attire. And here's what I collected. I decided to go with this hairstyle, this top, and this dress combined for her left curling pose. And I decided on this top and this style for her jean skirt for her sitting pose. I just did a half up, half down situation, which I find really fits her. And yeah, that's Audie. Moving on to Rudy. I ended up keeping his sketch from before, and then for the right, I think around this time I really put 2 and 2 together on his red nose and his name being Rudy, like Rudolph. I don't know where I had got this idea to put him in an ugly Christmas sweater, but honestly it was a great idea. He's so embarrassed and he's so cute. He's at a Christmas party with like the other villagers, and someone gifted him an ugly Rudolph sweater with a glowing red bulb on his nose. I went to Pinterest, grabbed a bit of inspo for Christmas sweaters. Ignored the cosmic brownies. I was craving some and I thought they were cute. And I thought I'd include him eating a cosmic brownie or like a cosmic brownie keychain. I used this little guy for his embarrassed pose. And then the pattern for his sleeve on his Christmas sweater, I used this. Also, for the magazine, instead of it being blank with just Sports Illustrated, I decided to put Bianca on it for winning a medal in skiing, because she that's also a hobby for her. I think it's a cute idea. It really gave it some more detail. Since it was looking a little empty, I thought I'd add Audie in the Christmas sweater laughing at Rudy's Christmas sweater. And yeah, that's Rudy. Now for Tybalt, who honestly took me the longest to complete because I procrastinated so badly on him. I saw his new Horizons fit and seen he was also wearing a parka, and I had to switch it up. For his second pose, I really didn't know what to do, so I did something simple and big with a side profile, like he's looking out at the game from the dugout with a toothpick in his hand. Shrug emoji. Then halfway through, I was gonna give up and just draw Villager Tybalt batting at the base, but I didn't like the way he looked, so I went with my original plan. For his secondary pose, I of course hit up Pinterest, pulled up a few images, mostly baseball related. Since his first pose kind of took a lot of space, I wasn't sure I could do another thigh high or knee high pose, so I just did like a waist high, and I put him in a baseball jersey, except I opened it and had him get some airflow because he's a little warm under that long sleeve from playing. And to make it a little more dynamic, I did put a shadow over his secondary pose so it wouldn't collide with his first pose too much. Since he didn't have a regular villager card, instead had a camper van, so I shrugged it off and I picked a few colors from there, and yeah, that's Tybalt.
Good.
I feel bad for procrastinating so hard on Tybalt, and I see if I can do better. I'll see if I can do better with the cool villagers. Now for the times. Audie took me 9 hours and 43 minutes. For Rudy, not including the sketch, it took me 8 hours and 36 minutes. Tybalt took me 5 hours and 24 minutes, also not including the sketch. I feel like each of my hours get more and more extended. Now that I'm done with my sporty section, finally, I'll be moving on to the cool villagers. Though I will be taking a break from drawing villagers, I do hope that I don't lose my mission to do all 8 themes that are left. This whole process will definitely lead into next year. I can feel it. But yeah, I'm gonna take a brief break from doing Animal Crossing villagers and maybe digital art in general. I won't stop sketching though. Wink emoji. I picked up a new hobby, crocheting, and I have a few projects I want to complete. I already have a Wooble cinnamon roll and a Snoopy that I want to complete to their entirety. So yeah, I plan to stay on this break until I finish either Snoopy or cinnamon roll. And I really hope this doesn't take too long for me to grasp again. It's a struggle having multiple creative interests. But yeah, that'll conclude the video of drawing Animal Crossing Villagers Sporty Edition. Have a good day. drink some water, and au revoir. See you later. Bye bye.